The last time Infiniti's biggest SUV was all new, Barack Obama was still in his first term as president. Iron Man 2 and Inception were big hits at the Cineplex, and the iPhone 4 was just being rolled out. That's right, I'm talking about 2010. That was the last time the QX80, which was known as the QX56 at the time, was last all new. For additional perspective, that second-gen edition, a 2011 model, wasn't rebadged as a QX80 until 2013. A long time ago, indeed. But for many automakers, the product cycles for their biggest SUVs are like generations, as the recent new editions of the big Lexus SUVs attest. It takes a long time for them to arrive. And now it's the QX80's turn. Autoguide.com recently traveled to Napa, California to get some seat time in the new third-gen 2025 QX80 as part of a media preview. Exterior style. The QX80 has always been a giant box on wheels, and remains so, but Infiniti designers have modernized its looks, and included some design cues that will filter out across the brand moving forward. The QX80 is the first vehicle to carry Infiniti's new, artistry in motion, design language. There are several key details that embody this new aesthetic, some of which were previewed when the QX monograph concept was revealed last summer. Among these are a nearly flat hood, a new double-arch grille finished in gloss black that is inspired by a bamboo forest, and a redesigned headlight system. The latter features narrow LED daytime running lights positioned on either side of the grille above projector-style LED headlights. The grille also contains Infiniti's newly updated three-dimensional logo, which is illuminated. On each side are flush door handles, that extend and retract when the vehicle is locked and unlocked. Infiniti claims they're better for aerodynamics and have a cleaner and tidier look. Black trim, for mirror caps, pillars, and window trim, are also a part of the QX80's sleeker appearance. At the rear is a full-width LED taillight element that Infiniti says was inspired by tranquil reflections of light upon a body of water. The panel, which has over 300 LEDs, has a smoked finish which produces a striking shade of red, especially at night. As for wheels, the QX80 comes standard with 22-inch cast aluminum alloys on all trims in the US, except for the base Pure, which has a 20-inch set. In Canada, all models come standard with 22-inch sets. Powertrain and fuel economy. I'll get right to it. The 5.6-liter V8 that powered the QX5680 for 20 years is no more. In its stead is a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6, which is related to the twin-turbo V6s found in the Nissan GT-R and Infiniti Q50 Red Sport. Power output is up significantly over the outgoing V8, with the V6 producing 450 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. These are gains of 50 and 103, respectively. Putting the power to the ground is a standard 9-speed automatic transmission, which replaces the outgoing 7-speed Autobox. As for drive layout, the QX80 is available in both rear-wheel and four-wheel drive for the bottom two trims in the US Pure and Lux, while the two upper trims Sensory and Autograph are equipped with four-wheel only. For Canada, all three QX80 grades Lux, Sensory, and Autograph come with standard four-wheel drive. Final fuel economy numbers from the EPA and NRCAN had not been released at time of writing. Handling and drivability. The QX80 is a big and heavy SUV, and it drives like one. The powertrain changes make for a positive impact, however, in the way it feels on the road. They're incremental changes, to be sure, but improvements all the same. Infiniti claims the new twin-turbo V6 and 9-speed automatic improve low-end acceleration by 27%. And while we weren't performing any measured testing in California, this QX80 does feel more responsive than its V8-powered predecessor. Peak horsepower doesn't arrive until 5,600 revolutions per minute. But top-end torque comes in at 3,600 revolutions per minute, which makes for decent acceleration from rest, and for good passing power at highway speeds. On tight, twisty roads and wider highways in the Napa Valley, our QX80 tester performed impressively. Despite being more than 17 feet (5.3 meters) long, the QX80 doesn't suffer from much body lean, and when dialed to sport mode, it hustles in and out of corners well for a vehicle of its size. Ride quality and comfort. On most roads we drove on in Napa, the QX80 delivers a quiet and composed ride. This is due in large measure to its electronic air suspension and dynamic digital suspension, which is standard on all grades in the US above base pure and is standard on all models in Canada. At speed, the air suspension lowers the QX80 by 1.2 inches 304 mm for improved aerodynamic performance, and when parked lowers 2.8 inches 711 m below normal ride height for easier entry, exit and cargo loading. For off-roading, the off-road drive mode setting raises the suspension by 2.1 inches 536 mm above the QX80's normal ride height. Available drive modes include Standard, Eco, Sport, Snow, Tow, and Personal. The dynamic digital suspension electronically adjusts by constantly measuring the vehicle's motion and calculating appropriate damping force. The benefits, Infiniti says, are reduced body roll through curves, and lower bounciness ride over bumpier surfaces. Infiniti has also stiffened the QX80's structure with a frame that has 25% greater torsional stiffness, and 57% greater lateral stiffness compared to the outgoing model. A new electric steering rack has also been installed, and new sound deadening materials have been added for a quieter ride. Infiniti says the cabin is 3 decibels quieter than its predecessor. In practice, these changes make for a quieter, more responsive, more capable, and more livable big SUV. It can still be cumbersome to maneuver in tight parking lots but is a very comfortable highway cruiser. And it can haul up to 8,500 pounds 3,855 kilograms. Interior style and quality. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of the new QX80 is its cabin, which comes loaded with new tech and creature comforts. Many of these features are standard on all models and include Infiniti InTouch with dual 14.3-inch screens, Klipscha 14-speaker premium audio 24 speaker available, heated first and second row seats, 3D around view, monitor, ProPilot Assist 1.12.1 available, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Google built-in, among other features. A separate 9-inch touchscreen, located below the dual 14.3-inch screens, governs climate controls, drive modes, and gear selector. For the media drive, we drove the range-topping Autograph trim, which also comes with ProPilot Assist 2.1, which delivers hands-free highway driving and automatic lane changes, front and second row massaging seats, heated third row seats, front console cool box, in-car camera, open-pore ash wood trim, and a lot more. Generally, the level of luxury content and sophisticated design in the new QX80 is, at minimum, on par with the best the segment has to offer. The soft touch materials and varied trim panels are not only pleasing to interact with, but they also look great. The tech offering is impressive, as mentioned, but the camera tech deserves special mention. Front wide view can provide a 170-degree view for a seeing angle that goes past parked cars and around corners. Invisible hood view uses advanced image processing to display what's directly beneath or in front of the car. The new 3D around view monitor with moving object detection has a 3D spin function and 8 pre-selected angles that the driver can toggle through on the center touchscreen to aid in parking. Value dollars and cents. The 2025 QX80 starts at $82,450 for the pure RWD model in the US, and at $104,995 for the Luxe trim in Canada. Those figures represent a significant price jump in both countries. The outgoing 2024 model starts at $74,150 in the US, and $85,595 in Canada. Of note, these figures are at or below the starting prices for competitor vehicles in the US, and considerably lower than that of QX80 rivals in Canada.